You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, Lamar residents were invited to the local airport for a little family fun over the weekend. Our very own Mitch Adams shares how the event brought the community together.
Also, guests at a Best Western in Joplin were forced to evacuate after reports of a fire alerted first responders.
And we've got some scattered showers and thunderstorms out there this morning. The first batch coming to an end, the next batch on the way. Look at that forecast, get you out the doors. Coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Elise Noe.
And I'm Chris Warner, just after 7 o'clock on this Monday morning, September the 23rd. We're now officially in the fall, and boy, it is definitely...
My earpiece just fell out. It's been a rough morning for me, okay?
Allergies have been bad. They've been so bad. Elise is over here dying on us, and my wife at home, boy, she was on her deathbed through the weekend. And I mean this, I feel bad for all of you allergy sufferers out there because I've been blessed so far with not having to experience it. But still, not a lot of fun at all. But there was a lot of fun in Lamar this weekend.
Certainly. The Lamar Municipal Airport was cleared for landing Saturday morning with area pilots dropping in for a fun community event.
KOAM's Mitch Adams has the story.
I think it's always important to have things to pull our community together. It's a small town, we know each other. It's good to get together and just have fun.
Lamar Municipal Airport in Lamar, Missouri is home to over 20 plus personal use and business aircraft. A celebration was held to commemorate the 63rd anniversary of the airport.
We do expect, the weather has delayed our start this morning, but we do expect a lot of aircraft to arrive from the surrounding areas.
Pilots flew in from as far as Little Rock to display their aircraft and participate in the event. This event, put on by the Lamar Airport Committee, has been in the works for quite some time now.
They have been working over a year to draw this all together to produce this big event.
One of the main draws at the fly-in was a Black Hawk helicopter. The Army helicopter flew about 45 minutes from Whiteman Air Force Base and landed in front of a crowd of spectators. Mayor Rick Olchin told us that another main purpose of the event is to emphasize the importance of the airport to the public.
He is being underutilized. We do have businesses operating out of this airport that we didn't have before, and there's a potential here for that to grow even farther.
The city of Lamar is optimistic about bringing new attention to the formerly underutilized airport, with high hopes that the community's interest will continue to take flight. In Barton County, Missouri, Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
Now, planes weren't the only machines on display in Lamar this past weekend. A car show with local hot rods took place alongside the fly-in.
It's a lot of fun up there.
Yeah.
And, I've never been on a plane, nor will I be, but they're really neat to see.
They're fun. You should try one sometime, Chris.
One day maybe, but not today. And today, if you do like flying, not necessarily the best day to go flying. It'll be cloudy, but it's stormy. We're going to take a look outside with our camera in downtown Pittsburgh, and, well, that's exactly how we described it, isn't it? It is cloudy, it is a little dreary, but it is rain that we need across the area. Now, right now, we've still got some showers and storms out there, but a good portion of us are in a bit of a pause ahead of more storms that are on the way. Our camera 7th and range line, another look at those cloudy skies out there, and cloudy skies and wet roadways from the MoDOT camera at 32nd and range line, south side of Joplin. Skywatch Storm Tracker, bulk of the heavy rain is in southwest Missouri, but it is lifting on out of here. We've still got some scattered showers in Kansas, and then we've got activity off to the south and west, and we're going to go over all of it with you this morning. So, Yates Center. Talked about you guys earlier this morning. You got some showers on the way. Nothing crazy, nothing heavy, but some much needed rain for sure. We've got scattered showers along 54 to the east from Mound City, Freedom, Fort Scott, down to Pawnee out there. Just some light showers on that side. Then on the Missouri side, now just to the north of Stockton, some of the heavier rain, Osceola, thunderstorm activity lifting away, but still moderate rainfall and some moderate rain back up into Bates County from Butler, just north of Nevada along 49, Shell City, getting some shower and thunderstorm storm activity as well. Then we're heading into Oklahoma. And why are we heading into Oklahoma? Well, see all of this activity out here? It is continuing to grow. It is continuing to expand in coverage. And all of that will eventually lift northeast like this did. And it'll start to roll into our area like this one, starting to get into parts of Washington County. We'll have more scattered showers and storms through the morning, and the future track confirms this for us. And they will continue through the afternoon. By late afternoon, early evening, we're starting to see the bulk of the rain move out, but a few isolated showers, maybe a rumble of thunder will continue through about midnight for some of us, and then it'll begin to clear out. 62 in Joplin, 61 in Pittsburgh. Still a little warmer off to the south, some upper 60s down there, but we got 59 Ziola Yates Center. The rest of us low to mid 60s, and we are looking at early highs today around 69, maybe 70 about noon, 1 o'clock, and then temperatures will fall back through the mid 60s as we head through the evening. This is not our only opportunity of rain this week. This is also the start of fall, and we've got very fall-like weather out there. We'll look at all that in the full forecast in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, we'll check in with you in just a bit, Chris. Well, patrons at the Best Western in Joplin had to vacate their rooms after a fire was reported. Now, a call coming into Joplin 911 around 7:15 Saturday night. As witness reports say that smoke was coming from the top of an exterior open stairwell. Joplin Fire worked on an exterior column, pulling away stucco and decorative wood on the second floor of that stairwell. Now, Deputy Chief Andy Nimmo says that the smoke and fire got into the south side of the roof near the stairwell, but was put out quickly. The Joplin Fire Marshal determined the fire started in an exterior wall, and the fire most likely happened due to discarded smoking materials. No occupants of firefighter injuries were reported. And to be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, you can download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. Well, we're now just 43 days away from Election Day. New polls show Vice President Kamala Harris has gained a slight edge over former President Donald Trump. Today, he's back in battleground Pennsylvania, while Harris is in Washington with no event scheduled. Naomi Ruckham has more from New York.
Join me on the debate stage.
Vice President Kamala Harris urged former President Donald Trump to debate her again yesterday after she accepted CNN's invitation for a late October debate. But over the weekend, Trump declined.
The problem with another debate is that it's just too late. Voting has already started.
Indeed, early voting began Friday in South Dakota, Virginia, and Minnesota.
I'm voting for all the Democrats, every last one.
I voted this time for Trump.
It comes as new CBS polls show the vice president with a slight edge nationally and in the battleground states. Harris has also made gains with voters who say the economy is a major factor, now just 6 points behind Trump.
I'm going to be giving a speech this week that is really to outline my vision for the economy.
Meanwhile, Trump was asked if he thinks he'll run again in 4 years if he loses in November.
No, I don't. I don't see that at all. I think that hopefully we're going to be successful.
While campaigning in North Carolina over the weekend, Trump made no mention of GOP gubernatorial candidate Mark Robinson, who's come under fire over inflammatory posts he allegedly made on an adult website. The Harris campaign is airing ads in an attempt to link the two in the must-win swing state.
And those are our top news stories this half hour. Coming up next, Mike Brown from Big Brothers Big Sisters joins us in the studio today with an invitation for this year's Big Bash. And later, a California community rallies behind one of their young ones after his lemonade stand was stolen while he was trying to raise money for a local animal shelter. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. We'll be right back. Welcome back. The Big Bash is an opportunity to help Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Jasper and Newton counties. Today we have Mike Brown, the executive director, with us this morning to share how the fundraiser benefits the kids in the program. Welcome to you. Thank you so much for being with us. Happy to have you. So for those who might not know, can you talk to me a little bit about what Big Brothers, Big Sisters is?
Sure. So Big Brothers Big Sisters, the easiest way to explain what I do is I make friends for a living. That's what I do. We provide that trusted adult in the life of a child who could really just benefit from that. The Missouri Department of Mental Health, on even years, so we just had the 2024 Missouri Student Survey come out, and it listed that 9 out of 10 kids in Jasper County do not have a trusted adult to go to when they feel overwhelmed. And it really skyrockets when you go to Newton County. It goes to 98 out of 100 that were surveyed said that they do not have that trusted adult. And so that's what we want to do. We just want to build that bridge and put that trusted adult in that life for that child.
Absolutely. So important to have that figure in your life. So talk to me about what this Big Bash is and kind of how it benefits the program.
Yeah, so this is our 15th annual event. We hold this at the Empire Market in Joplin. It's a 21 plus event. It's craft beer tasting, some select restaurants will be there, and live music with Big Smitty. We only do 3 fundraisers, and so this is one of our big fundraisers. And so these funds will help cover things, insurance and background checks, and just making sure that we're providing those safe matches for those kids.
Absolutely. And then just talk to me briefly back to the organization. How have you personally seen, the development of young kids in the Jasper and Newton counties when they have these figures in their life that are helping them and just kind of being that support system for them?
Yeah, so after we make the matches, one of the key pieces we do is the match support. So monthly we will reach out to the parent, the child, and the big, just to how are things going. And it's really encouraging when we get those results back and hear the phone calls with the parents and say, hey, let me just tell you what happened this month. Or it's the kids saying, hey, I had this struggle and my big was there and able to help me walk through this process. So it's really encouraging to just firsthand see what's going on.
Absolutely. Very, very good work there. And then talk to me a little bit about where people can find more information about the Big Bash, but also if they want to get involved with Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Yeah, so both are the same place, joplinbigbro.org. If you want the Big Bash, it's /events. But if you go to the website, it'll give you the information of how to get a little enrolled, or if you want to be a big, to get enrolled as well.
Absolutely fantastic. Well, thank you so much for being with us this morning, Mike. Happy to have you. Stick around. We're back with more right after this.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. 7:16, just about to be 7:17 on this Monday morning. We've got scattered showers and thunderstorms developing, rolling through the area, rather. We still have some isolated showers into southeastern Kansas. Heavier rain on the Missouri side continuing to lift off to the northeast, and more shower and storm activity rolling into northeastern Oklahoma. We will start in Kansas, where we've got this shower now right over Yates Center. We've got a light shower rolling into the Burlington area, and this again lifting northeast. So I only might get clipped by this one. And we've got some showers again off to the east of that, east of 59 along 54. Toward the Fort Scott area and Mound City area. On the Missouri side, the bulk of the heaviest rain now rolling out of our area around Clinton, but Osceola still in some moderate rainfall, still in the northern edges of Stockton, north of Nevada, and right around the Butler area, so I-49 through Bates County, northern Vernon County as well. And then back toward Oklahoma, we have a number of little showers and storms beginning to develop. We've got this one that's now lifting into parts of Washington County off to the south and west. We head back toward Stillwater, Guthrie, and then just north of Oklahoma City, we have all these little isolated showers. And you know what? That's exactly what this thing started as. Now, we're not expecting severe weather. I want to emphasize that point. But we will see these continue to increase in size and coverage as we go through the morning. Again, this activity continuing to lift off to the north and east. Brought some good rain to us earlier. And we've got more again on the way. And we'll take a look just at this in motion. You can see where all of this has kind of developed and come together. And we've got that additional activity. In fact, we're starting to see some now on the southwest side of Oklahoma City, and that's what will bring us additional scattered shower and thunderstorm chances as we head through the morning and into the afternoon. By late afternoon and early evening, showers, the bulk of the heavier rain is going to be rolling out of here, but we could still see an isolated shower, maybe a thunderstorm through about midnight, but most of us will begin to dry out. As we go overnight, we are partly to mostly cloudy, a little bit on the cool side out there, and then tomorrow afternoon, we see an opportunity for some isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms. So after, say, noon to midnight, we'll have that window for a few stray showers and thunderstorms out there, and then that'll begin to clear out. And we'll head into our Wednesday. We're looking at partly cloudy skies on our Wednesday. Take a look at these temperatures by noon, only into the mid-60s. It will still warm up a bit, but not bad at all. Quick look at temperatures outside. We are cloudy out in Joplin right now, 62. North-northwest wind at around 6 miles an hour across the area. Of course, that cold front rolled through. 59s in Yates Center and Iola. We got low to mid 60s, and then a little further south, still a little bit more mild, and not by much though. We're talking upper 60s out there. As we head through the morning, again, scattered storms. So as you saw in the Skywatch Storm Tracker, we kind of got a big gap right now between the showers and storms, but more are on the way, and we'll just kind of hover right around the mid 60s out there. We are looking at early highs, and by early I mean earlier than usual around here, about noon, 1 o'clock, highs of about 69, maybe 70 degrees. And then as we continue through the afternoon, temperatures will gradually fall back into the mid 60s by late afternoon and early evening. And temperatures will still hover around that point, but gradually drop through the evening, low 60s by 10. Again, some isolated showers out there, but most of us will just be mostly cloudy and dry, and that's how we'll be overnight tonight, falling back into the mid 50s out there. As we look ahead, 70s tomorrow, upper 70s Wednesday with a little more sunshine out there. Another round of rain chances, maybe even a thunderstorm or two as we head toward the end of this week. Temperatures hanging out in the 70s. In fact, beyond that, still the 70s out there, and we'll be looking at dry and partly cloudy conditions as we head into the next work week. Let's check your forecast. We've got more of the KOAM Morning News right after this. Well, a community in Southern California has rallied around an 11-year-old boy who had his lemonade stand stolen. This happened in Ramona, about 35 miles north of San Diego.
The boy was trying to raise money so he could buy a dirt bike. He was selling lemonade recently and had to run and get more supplies. That's when a thief came and took his stand. Esmeralda Perez has more.
Regular watermelon. 11-year-old Liam has been selling cups of lemonade for about a year and a half in Ramona.
He does all the footwork. I mean, he takes the table, the chair, like everything, even if it's heavy, like he does all of it. Here you go.
It's heavy work Liam did to save up for a dirt bike, a hobby that had its bonus.
Meet new people.
But recently, someone disrupted business for him. One day as Liam walked away to grab some supplies, someone took his stand. Take a look at this video the Raider family shared with us. You can see a truck driving past his setup, then returning. A man gets off the car, loads up the lemonade stand, and takes off.
This looks a little bit more intentional, and that's unfortunate. You know, I think Liam definitely learned a hard lesson that day as far as leaving his stuff unattended.
Oh, that is sad. A short time later, Liam is seen on video returning, only to see his lemonade stand gone.
I was just like, how could people be so cruel?
Before I give you these tickets, when the community learned about what happened to Liam, they wanted to do something to help.
The community just like started pouring in with like, hey, you know, can we replace the table, the chairs? Can we donate to his stand or whatever? Because, you know, he's been trying to save for a dirt bike. 3, 2.
The community came in support of this young entrepreneur and created a major lemonade stand where many people showed up.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Liam was even surprised with this red dirt bike.
Two right here with half.
This lemonade stand was gifted to Liam so he can continue his business.
Thank you.
Today's event was free, but many people donated some cash anyway. It's money Liam will donate to an animal sanctuary.
Because I love animals. I feel like every animal deserves a chance.
It's an impressive story. Impressive young man, and shame on the person who came up and did that. I mean, come on. You can go and find some cheap tables somewhere else.
Certainly. It's great to see that his hard work was still rewarded.
Yes, he got the dirt bike too.
He got the dirt bike, and you know what? He's given all the rest of the money to a great cause to help some local animals.
He certainly is. Many kids could have just kept that money, and so he's given it back in the way the community gave back to him. That's a beautiful story.
Absolutely. Well, coming up, Ukrainian forces are tightening their defenses as Russian attacks ramp up. We'll have the latest.
And we've got some scattered showers and storms out there. A little bit of a pause for some of us. More rain on the way. Look at that forecast when we come back.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:28. I'm Elise Snowy. The city of Frontenac celebrated the 25th Festa Italiana on Saturday. And the Taste of Nations raised money for Frontenac public schools. Over 2,500 people were expected to attend. One of the highlights of Festa Italiana is the Holy Cannoli competition, where contestants are expected to eat as many cannolis as they can in 2 minutes. Now, the winner of the contest gets a huge bib with the Festa Italiana logo on it.
Festa provides a $200 scholarship every semester post-graduation for every graduating senior for 4 years. So each semester they apply to get a scholarship, and they're guaranteed $200 if they graduated from Frontenac. And we also give student development grants to teachers and provide money for students in Frontenac.
Festa Italiana also showcases foods from other nations, not just Italy. All the big brothers, big sisters of Jasper and Newton counties teamed up with Butterball and LaFerla Wilson Ortho in Carthage. The event took place at Grace Lanes, and lunch was provided for the bigs and their littles. Butterball also provided gift bags for the participants.
Today we are having a match activity. So usually our matches will meet in a one-on-one environment, but quarterly we try to get everyone together and just celebrate the matches, and so that's what we're doing today.
Really just know that there are organizations like this out there that have needs, whether the need is a monetary donation or just somebody to step in and shake hands or hand out food. You know, it's a nonprofit organization. They're extremely visible in the community. They have a lot of needs.
Well, Big Brothers Big Sisters is dedicated to providing trusted adults for children who don't have one. Pittsburgh Public Library hosted a poetry reading by poets Grace Hendrickson, Cody Schramm, and Khadija Cisse, all three of which are graduates of Pittsburgh State University and current or former library staff members. Brownies, tea, and water were provided for those who attended the reading.
I think it's really nice to have familiar faces in the crowd and see like, oh, I know that person, I pass that person every day, or they come into the library all the time, and it's really nice to see a lot of the people that I know support us.
Cody Schramm was recently named the first finalist of the Jonathan Holden Poetry Chapbook Contest. Now let's check in with Chris for a look at the forecast.
Scattered showers and thunderstorms out there this morning, starting with a quick look outside from our camera downtown Pittsburgh. Cloudy skies, roads continuing to gradually dry out, but they will not be dry for long. We're actually even seeing the clouds are low enough. We're starting to see a little bit of fog out there as well this morning, so do keep that in mind. MoDOT camera 32nd in range line, also cloudy and still some wet roads here and there. Skywatch Storm Tracker, we've got some showers, a little isolated in Kansas right now, and the bulk of the heavier rain in Missouri is continuing to lift out of our area. But we do have this little guy's picked up some heavier rain as it's exited Yates Center and continues to lift off to the north and east. A couple of showers near Fort Scott as well, and the heavier rain again. Osceola, you're about to get another batch of moderate rain. Shell City, you're in it. All of this again lifting off to the north and east. And then down across Oklahoma, see, take a look at these guys from Stillwater down to Guthrie, north of Oklahoma City. We're starting to see a few more of them, and that's how these little thunderstorms got going. They're continuing to build into southern Washington County and lifting off to the northeast as well. So all of this activity rolling off that direction, and we will see additional showers and storms begin to develop out there. As a matter of fact, I've seen this guy trying to hang on. We've seen, what is this, a couple of new showers that have developed back here, but the bulk of our new activity is going to come from north central Oklahoma, rolling right up I-44 out there. No severe weather is expected, but expect rain with scattered showers and storms throughout the day. Later into the afternoon, early evening, we see the bulk of the heavier precipitation rolling on out of here, though we could still see a few isolated showers, maybe a rumble of thunder through midnight, but most of us will be dry as we head through the late evening hours. 62 in Joplin, 61 in Pittsburgh and around the region. Again, a little warmer off to the south and east, some upper 60s out there. 59 in Iola, the rest of us low to mid 60s, and that's where we're going to stay. We're going to hover through the mid 60s. We'll eventually reach early highs about 69, maybe 70 degrees. Scattered storms out there, and those chances, of course, tapering off toward the evening. Could see additional rain chances tomorrow and later this week, and we'll talk about those fall-like temperatures here in just a few more minutes.
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, Russian military operations are ramping up across eastern Ukraine, putting Ukrainian forces on tighter defense as the war rages on. Fox News' Sue Guzman takes a closer look at the latest from the front lines as Ukraine's president kickstarts a highly active political schedule here in the States.
Efforts continue across eastern Ukraine to ward off Russian troops advancing deeper into the region. Ukrainian forces are desperately trying to prevent Russia from taking the city of Terezk, citing how it could embolden Moscow to press ahead towards additional cities further inland.
The situation is very tight now. The enemy is pushing constantly, trying to test us, reveal the location of our positions.
This comes as emergency crews in Kharkiv, Ukraine's second largest city, continue removing debris following a Russian missile strike over the weekend. At least 21 people were injured.
There were several strikes on the city of Kharkiv with guided bombs. One hit in front of a residential high-rise building.
Meanwhile, as President Vladimir Zelensky persists with his calls for U.S. officials to allow the use of longer-range missiles to strike deeper inside Russia, Zelensky visited a Pennsylvania factory that makes vital ammunition for Ukraine.
It's a recognition of the hard work that these machinist union people are engaged in to create the shells that Ukraine is lobbing back at the Russians on the eastern side of Ukraine.
Ukrainian Americans waving flags in support as his motorcade drove past.
Absolutely important. It's just very heartwarming.
But Zelensky's schedule isn't going to slow down. He's expected to meet with President Joe Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris, and former President Donald Trump this week. Zelensky also plans to address the United Nations General Assembly in New York Wednesday. Sue Guzman, Fox News.
And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. A new Dinosaur is set to make its debut. We'll hear from Danya Bacchus as she shares how the fossils were discovered. In Consumer Watch this morning, Boeing makes top-level job cuts in the wake of a union strike against the company. Boeing says it's temporarily laying off tens of thousands of management-related positions. The decision comes as 33,000 members of the union remain off their jobs. Boeing says they'll continue union negotiations and executives will also take a pay reduction during the strike. Well, Southwest Airlines could be making major changes soon as executives are sending signals now to workers. A Bloomberg News report says that employees have received a video message from COO Andrew Watterson about upcoming tough financial decisions possibly affecting some jobs. The report says the airline is considering altering flight routes and schedules in order to rebuild revenues. Southwest has struggled economically since the pandemic and has had problems with Boeing aircraft delivery delays. Well, Qatar Airways moved to ban pagers and two-way radios in the wake of deadly explosions across Lebanon last week. The airline says the ban applies for checked and carry-on luggage as well as cargo and storage. Those devices went off across Lebanon this week during targeted attacks on Hezbollah militants. Lebanon's health ministry says about 37 people have been killed, with about 3,000 wounded. The potential threat of a government shutdown is once again looming over the United States. Last week, a 6-month funding extension failed to get through the House of Representatives. But Speaker Mike Johnson has another proposal, and he may have support from Democratic lawmakers. John Lawrence reports.
The U.S. government is running out of time and money simultaneously.
There will not be a shutdown. There's no way that anybody in their right mind up there could allow that to happen.
House Speaker Mike Johnson wants to prevent a shutdown.
Congress has an obligation to fund the government.
And on Sunday, he released a plan that would fund the government until December 20th. It's a limited continuing resolution, or CR, that in addition to funding the government for the next 3 months, includes more money for the Secret Service.
We'll have to review it to make sure it really is a clean CR. But if it is as advertised, it is a positive step forward to solving this problem in a bipartisan way.
Unlike Johnson's funding proposal that failed to get out of the House last week, this plan doesn't include the controversial SAVE Act that focuses on preventing non-citizens from voting, which is already illegal.
The one thing you cannot have is a government shutdown. It would be politically beyond stupid for us to do that right before the election, because certainly we'd get the blame.
House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries issued a statement saying, quote, "Congress is now on a bipartisan path to avoid a government shutdown that would hurt everyday Americans." I'm John Lawrence reporting.
And those are our top consumer stories. Let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:43 on this Monday morning, and we are starting with the Skywatch Storm Tracker. We've got some scattered showers and thunderstorms out there. Most of us in a bit of a pause, but more on the way from Oklahoma. We're going to start up in southeastern Kansas. We have this little shower just rolled through Yates Center. It's going to pass, I think, just to the northwest of Iola out there along 54, eventually to 169 as it continues to lift off to the north and east. Over to the east of that, we've got a couple of showers north of Fort Scott, one southwest of Fort Scott, so you may get in on a little more rain action out there. And as we head a little further to the east, Osceola got some more moderate showers coming in. Butler getting in on the shower and thunderstorm activity. Starting to wind down, though. In Nevada, you got showers just north of you as well. Then down in Oklahoma, stretching all the way back to Oklahoma City, we have scattered showers out there. Now, these will eventually continue to build into thunderstorms. We've got new development now to the north of Okmulgee, and then again back towards Stillwater and Guthrie. We've got scattered showers and storms out there, and they will continue to develop and lift off to the northeast, almost paralleling the Will Rogers Turnpike. And if we go down, we'll take a look at the newer storms here that are those showers right now developing south of Tulsa, and then all that continuing to develop now off toward Oklahoma City. And take a look in the last few frames. New development taking place again south of Oklahoma City all the way down to Lawton. So we are in for the showers and storms as we go through the morning. But like we're experiencing now, and as you saw on the radar right now, there's going to be some gaps there. So it's not going to rain all day, but we'll have those rain chances almost all day. Future track showing scattered showers and storms continuing through the afternoon. By late afternoon, early evening, the bulk of the heavier rain expected to be out of here, but we could have a few lingering isolated showers, maybe a rumble of thunder or two continuing through midnight, but the majority of us say after about 5, 6 o'clock will begin drying out. Starting tomorrow, partly to mostly cloudy out there, and then we're looking at the possibility of some isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms once again as we head into the afternoon hours on our Tuesday, and these could continue into the late evening hours as well, kind of like today, wrapping up in full by about midnight. Not everybody will see a lot of rain tomorrow. It's not looking at this point to be like what we're experiencing today, but nonetheless, a few showers and storms may be possible for some of us on our Tuesday. Our Wednesday looking great by noon. We are partly cloudy into the mid 60s. We got highs going into the upper 70s. Not bad at all. You got the clouds. The clouds have been low all morning, so we are seeing just a little bit of fogginess. Not quite down to the deck yet, but still, you want to watch out for any areas where there might be some patchy fog. 62 in Joplin right now, and around the region, temperatures still, Iola, they warmed up briefly and then you cooled right back down. 59, and that's the cool spot. Low to mid 60s for most of us and still into the upper 60s down in our far southern counties out there this morning. All right, going through the morning, scattered showers and thunderstorms just kind of hovering into the mid 60s out there. And as we head into the afternoon, by about noon, 1 o'clock, they're going to reach early highs of about 69, maybe 70 degrees. And then we'll start falling slowly back into the mid 60s by late afternoon with those showers and storms continuing. And again, they'll become more isolated through the evening, but a shower or two still possible. Low 60s by 10. Mid-50s overnight with those mostly cloudy skies. Then tomorrow, mid-70s out there and upper 70s on Wednesday. 70-degree readings all the way through on this 10-day forecast with some additional rain chances as we head into Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and maybe a rumble of thunder here or there. The good news today, I do want to mention, we're not anticipating any severe weather today, which is great. We need the rain, just not the severe weather. And then we'll be drying out next week, holding on to the 70s. That's a check of your forecast. We're back with more right after this.
What's more than 75 feet long, green, and lived 150 million years ago? Well, the only green dinosaur skeleton mount in the world will soon be on display at the Natural History Museum in Los Angeles.
Tanya Bacchus gives us an inside look at how the dinosaur fossils were found and recreated.
When paleontologists set out to find Jurassic fossils in the Badlands of Utah back in 2007, they weren't sure what to expect. But buried in what was a riverbed 150 million years ago was something so rare.
It was really exciting because we didn't know what we had.
It kept the team from the Natural History Museum of Los Angeles County's Dinosaur Institute coming back for more than a decade. The careful pounding of rock unveiled fossils of a green-hued Jurassic giant scientists named Natalie, a diplodocus-like dinosaur that got its color from minerals found in the riverbed. Paleontological imaging specialist Stephanie Abramowitz created visual documents and records of every bone.
I'm taking those bits and pieces and scaling them into an illustration that reconstructs her skeleton as it would have been in life, and then using that skeleton.
Her fleshed-out illustrations helped to reconstruct Natalie's nearly 5-ton composite skeleton. National Geographic provides an inside look at the excavation and reassembly in its September 2024 issue. We're getting a behind-the-scenes look at the more than 75-foot long-necked green dinosaur Natalie before it's open to the public. Natalie spelled with a G because of the stinging gnats that pestered excavators.
From sunrise to sundown, these little biting gnats would attack us. We'd get like a little red dot on our skin and it would lump up instantly the next day.
Paleontological preparator Erica Durazo also exhumed the fossils and worked in the museum's lab to expose the fine details of the bones. Natalie is in the process of being mounted for display in the museum. What is it like for you to walk in here and now see Natalie on display?
Well, it's truly an amazing experience. I feel very much connected to it, so it feels like the end of an era.
An era that leaves a tangible piece of the Jurassic period for all to see.
Well, scientists believe Natalie is also a new species of a dinosaur.
Display opens November 17th. Certainly incredible. Thankfully, we still haven't tried to recreate living dinosaurs yet.
Yeah.
I'd rather go see them on display like that. Well, something else that we would really like to see is rain, and that's what we've been seeing so far this morning. Quick look at the Skywatch Storm Tracker showing us where we still have some scattered showers and storms. We have the bulk of the morning rain rolling out to the north and east, but we've seen a couple little showers redevelop in Bourbon County. We've got new development, of course, back through Oklahoma. We've got this shower northeast of Yates Center and down northwest of Iola. And we've got a few showers, some heavier rain around Osceola and Butler out there as well. And then back across Oklahoma, more showers and thunderstorms expected to develop out there. And all of that activity will continue to lift north and east and bring us scattered showers and storms as we continue through the day, with those eventually coming to a close by late afternoon, early evening, maybe a stray shower or two through about midnight. Most of us will be dry. This, though, not our only chance of rain. We'll talk about that forecast and the news you need to know right after this.
Well, here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Guests at the Best Western in Joplin had to vacate their rooms after a fire was reported. The call came in around 7:15 Saturday night. Witness reports say that smoke was coming from the top of an exterior open-air stairwell. Joplin Fire Marshal determined the fire started in an exterior wall, and the fire most likely happened due to discarded smoking materials. Well, the 25th Festa Italiana took place over the weekend in Frontenac. The Taste of Nations raised money for Frontenac Public Schools. One of the highlights of Festa Italiana is the Holy Cannoli competition, where contestants are expected to eat as many cannolis as they can in 2 minutes. And the Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Jasper and Newton counties teamed up with Butterball and LaFurla Wilson Ortho in Carthage. The event took place at Grace Lanes, and lunch was provided for the Bigs and their littles. Butterball also provided gift bags for the participants.
And we've got scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the day today, so it won't rain all day where you are, but be prepared for those showers and storms. Highs early, about 69, maybe 70 by 1, down to the mid-60s by late evening. As we go later into the evening and overnight hours, we'll have just a couple of isolated showers, maybe a rumble of thunder. We're dry after midnight and falling back into the mid-50s with mostly cloudy skies. A few more showers and storms, possibly some isolated to widely scattered ones for our Tuesday from noon to about midnight, mid-70s. Upper 70s, and partly cloudy Wednesday. More showers as we head toward the end of the week. But my favorite thing on this whole deal is not just the rain we need, but those 70-degree temperatures as well.
Oh, how about that? Well, a group of 8 rodeo bulls got loose from the Emerald Square Mall in Massachusetts last Friday. The fire department issued caution and told all community members to stay away from the animals.
One bull remained loose while the other 7 were captured by late Friday afternoon. Community members filmed a small group of them running around the Emerald Square parking lot. Boy, rodeo bulls, probably not, the best animal to have running loose in your community. It spells trouble. It spells trouble. For sure. Especially if you're wearing red or driving a red vehicle.
Oh, no.
Yeah. All right. Well, thankfully they weren't down here. And thank you all so much for letting us put the good in your morning. We're back with more news and weather today at noon.
Have a great rest of your morning.